will zoom in a little bit in a while, but it's quite interesting just looking at them from a distance to start with. If I can get them open. So I've color coded the stickies on these. So greens are the goods, and the lower we get down to the reds is the bad. And you talking about
nice mood colouring.
absolutely. So taking a look at that and then zooming in. I mean, the one that stands out for me from a bad point of view is MFC East. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, this is just looking shocking. Blues training camp comes back as weak, as does the Comets. Cyclones and Sonics extremely weak.
Sonics are at a ground zero of a massive rebuild, though, so they're going to get stronger through the season.
Absolutely, but they're predicted to go 4 and 6, and that's the bit for me. I'm like, you know, this is going to be crazy division. Not potentially in a good way, but I mean, do you think Bill's thinking to himself, do you know what? I'm on a rebuild. What I really want is 4 and 6.
Oh.
So
I think the danger he's got.
Probably not.
The danger he's got is going to get his first win too early, and he's not going to get his first win in time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, this is just it's a bit mad, really. When I'm looking at this,
I'm surprised in that ranking for the Comets. I would have thought the Comets would have been stronger than that, and I think they probably are stronger than that. So I wouldn't read maybe too much into that. Yeah, I'd expect the Comets to be challenging for the top. I mean, that's going to be on that basis. It's going to be quite an open division, and I'd expect the Comets to be in the mix for that. But you know, probably with the Blues and the Sonics as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the one bit I don't have on here is what that schedule looks like. So you know, Comets do have they've got that second place schedule from last time.
And we're not that thorough. We don't look into things as detailed as schedules before we come on here and do in-depth analysis.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, just like we did with the draft.
Yeah, quite.
Yeah, as long as I can make it look like it's reasonably pretty, then I feel like that's all I need to do. But yeah, so that division for me kind of jumped out the minute I put that on there. And then we've got the other extremes. So there's a couple of divisions which have that other extreme, which is MFC South. So you're going to be on the receiving end of this one, Jez, this season. So again,
yeah, same old.
Yeah, two extremely strong reports coming out there, and one very strong. And you know, sitting there extremely strong, and is it going to be playoffs or not?
Extremely strong and struggling for a wildcard spot.
Yeah,
it's interesting because the extremely strong rating isn't reflected in my stars. So in my star count, so we'll have to see how it pans out. You know, I don't know exactly how it's. I mean, if you look at it, the Snow Bears have got the strongest star count in the division, but their rating is only very strong, rather than the extremely strong for us and the Rapiers. I'd still rate the Snow Bears as the clear favourites for the division. They're not old enough to age out from the brilliant team that they have been over the last 2 years, so they're still the team to beat. And
my guess on it. You want my guess on it? I reckon the Stars is your starting offense, and I reckon the extremely strong or whatever is your overall depth of your squad. That's what I've always thought it was.
Is that your starting offense from your pre-season game?
No, that's the starting offense before you've done the pre-season game, because that comes up just after all the trades have been executed.
Yeah.
There's the extremely strong. mean,
So Otto picks your best starting 11, you reckon? And that's where your
I
stars
think
come from.
so. Yeah, that's
Depends
what
what
my guess is.
formation Otto picks then.
Well, yeah.
I can't remember if there's one of those on the FAQs actually about that. I need to have a look, see if.
I like that. I think that's one of the things that's not completely explained in the game, and I like that there's things that aren't, explained down to the minutiae of formulas and numbers.
It needs to be.
There should be some things that are just, well, yes, there's code written for it, but we're not going to lay it all out there. There's some mystery to the game.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it'd be a bit waste of time playing, wouldn't it? Almost.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Otherwise, there'd be Whittingham's that had spreadsheets for everything, and we'd all be chasing their tail. Well, we were all chasing their tail anyway, so.
Yeah, indeed. But yeah, and maybe that's why season previews disappear from the left menu around week 4, so that nobody ever looks back.
Mm.
Oh, how accurate was that? But I have it captured this time. So we'll look back and have a look. But yeah, that's looking like a group of death, and actually Matt's division, CFC West. That's another one looking like another um, ding dong division. So Matt's sitting here on 5-5 with a very strong training camp and a 5-star run offense.
It's actually
You
not a 5-star. I don't think that's a 5-star run offense. Not for me. It's not. It's not anywhere near one of my best run offenses.
you must have been spitting feathers when you saw all those stars and then 5-5.
I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered. I'll take this with a pinch of salt. I remember winning this. I remember winning one of the Big Sky Bowls with a very weak team.
The very weak.
Very weak.
Blimey.
That's why I think it's based on starters and not depth, because that team was all starters and there was no depth in it. That's why I think that's what the difference is.
Was that the first?
But I could.
Was that the first bowl one? Was that season where you went from 0-10 to 10-0?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If we did it then.
Yeah.
But the Avalanche aren't going to be as good, extremely strong anyway, because they're playing minus 11 levels every time they go on the field anyway.
Yeah. Just before you joined, Jez, Matt was telling us he's actually played a blinder in pre-season by buying up the last motivation coach before the Avalanche were able to get hold of it.
I saw that. You spent about, what, 45 MPs on it, or?
Yeah, I overspent a little bit to make sure I got it.
I love, that's a top quality bit of shithousery right there. Love that. Are you sure there's no other motivational
No, there's
coaches
no
that are going to
more.
get dropped in?
No, Snow Bears had already picked one up, and then for some unknown reason, the Cyclones picked one up.
Yeah, what was that about? He spent
I
45.
presume he doesn't read the rules and know they don't do him any good whatsoever. But at that point, I was like, "Oh,
Jason's
there's
an
one left."
experienced coach. He must know that.
Yeah.
No idea.
Jason's just done the CFC a massive favour by picking up a motivation coach randomly. May he
That was
keep him
odd.
on his staff for the whole season. But yeah, I mean that's. I wonder what 22 level the reduction looks like on a star rating.
Is that, well, my guess is he's going to realise there's no benefit in doing that, and he's going to sack him, and then Avalanche will pick him up. But they'll have to pay through the nose for him.
He's got loads of training points available at the moment. When I last looked, so.
Wow.
Well, if he's Jason picked him up for 45 MPs, didn't he? So they'll have to pay 50 for him.
Mm.
He'll go out at half, won't he? if he sacks him, doesn't it go down to 50% of what he was being paid? So
Oh, does he? Ah, right, okay.
I think so. I think
That's if he sacks him. That's if he sacks him.
that's if he sacks him.
If he sacks him.
I mean, if you've got any words that you want to share with Jason now, Matt, just in case he's watching, to encourage him to
Don't do it, mate.
keep
Don't sack him. Don't sack him. Don't sack him until after week 4.
Week 4. There we go. Sack him after week 4. Matt will be sitting. He would have got his 5 wins by week 4.
What's it worth, Matt? Is it worth a third? An S38 third?
Well, season 48 third, I think.
Oh, but yeah, no, that's a great move. That's a great move, Matt. I wish someone had picked one up that season when I had to try and buy 2 myself to try and make sure the Snow Bears didn't get one, and it didn't quite work out. That would have made the difference. But yeah, no, great work. Love hearing that. That's brilliant. Okay, so let's have a
Top shithousery. Love that.
So CFC North's another one that I thought was quite interesting. The Barbarians, 9-1. I have a little soft spot for the Barbarians because Boland got traded over there to see if he could help the Barbarians and vice versa. They've had a tough schedule past couple of seasons as well. So I'm wondering.
It's not much better this year.
Yeah. So where's the 9-1 coming from? So
especially with that run defense. Look at that 2-star run defense.
Yeah.
That's accurate. You're not going to win any games.
Yeah, especially with the Generals. I mean, what's that? That's a 5-star run offense. Got to play against there. Second and third. So is this one going to be one of these ones that comes down to who has the home field advantage coming into that split season?
Generals must have a tougher schedule.
Oh, look at that. Barbarians have got to go to the Generals on that one game that could be the decider for the division. So that's a bit of yeah, that's not great.
And then Barb's got to come to us the week after.
Yeah, that's not looking good.
And then they got the Stampede at home week 9.
Why would you have a key game as week 10 as well? Do anything.
Well, I don't know. What's the hero?
You've already got a losing record by that point. You're wasting your time.
It depends how close he thinks he is going to be.
My key game's week 10 against the Snow Bears, but there's no other game in the schedule that's worth it.
Yeah, but your key game only activates if you've got a losing record.
It's only if you've got a worse.
Yeah.
If you've got a worse record than the team you're playing.
Yeah. So if I'm one game less, if I've won one game less than them.
Losing record, right? Okay.
Yeah. So I think as long as you're behind that team that you play, then.
Right. Okay.
If
fair enough.
If it kicks in. It's one of those ones I'm never too sure. But yeah, this.
Who knows? We're all pissing in the wind here, Matt. Anyway, so you know.
Watch it. The wind's blowing in the wrong direction, Jez.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And so those are looking like the strongest divisions. MFC East, as I said, that is looking like an absolute cluster. And then on the CFC side of things, the South is looking pretty average, should we say? Average, slightly above average. So the strongest team is the Tigers, and they're looking like they're only going to go 3-7.
Yeah, how does that work out? You've got 5-star, you've got a 10-star offense, And their defense isn't bad. 3 stars on each run and pass, and they're rated as only slightly above average.
Well, all right, and okay. Look at the Tigers' schedule and see if we can work out how many games they're going to win from that.
Right,
Who's their out of division games?
Come on, let's do some proper analysis here.
Yeah, who are the Tigers at?
so
Right, so they got
start with the Anacondas.
they could lose that
Anacondas
one.
at home. Okay, home field advantage. Let's give that Tigers.
Away to the Kings. I can never remember if they've got. See, this is the other thing. Rivalries. I don't know whether those are quite strong or not. But I've got to be thinking the Kings are pretty average still, right?
Very average, 3-7.
So let's say 2-0 to the Tigers after week 2. Then they got to go to the Barbarians.
That's going to be a tough game.
Mm-hmm.
And away at Stingrays will be a tough game as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking Stingrays probably isn't going to be as hard as the Barbarians, maybe. So close games, but yeah, this could be. It's one of those ones where you got 3 on the road. You're never quite sure, are you? You're like,
And then they've got to go to the Outlaws in week 7. They're not going to win that.
So let's say they do the Kings twice. I think they'll do the Stingrays.
Do the Warriors, they're rebuilding.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Islanders, yeah, 6, 7. So I reckon they're 7-3 maybe. And they lose maybe Scorpions, Outlaws,
Barbarians.
and Barbarians maybe. Even look.
Hopefully, I hope they do beat the Anacondas, but I'm not sure about that.
Well, they got the spread for week 1 on that one.
Got a tough schedule.
Anacondas by 8. It is a tough schedule, yeah. So it could be. 3-7.
I'm just looking forward to seeing what points they put up. 10-star offense. I'm watching that game.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to come
3-0.
back and look at week 1.
Popcorn at the ready for that one.
Yeah.
It'd be like the Miami Dolphins of the Atlantic.
Who then lost the following week.
Yeah, shh.
Yeah, don't mention that. Okay. Any other divisions you want to have a touch on? Do we want to pick any division winners?
Well, I've got my division winners. Are we doing that now?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Okay, so
Go on, Matt.
CFC East.
Hold on a minute. I'll flip to my notes for this. I've even got a notepad this week.
Oh my God, you've made notes. You're so prepared.
Not really. That's just on paper, unlike Greg's. It's on computer.
Right. What are you going in with, Matt?
I'm going with Magpies.
You're going Magpies, right? Okay.
I'm going Magpies. Oh. I just think the Scorps might have aged off a cliff. Personally.
So we're going Magpies. Magpies, so strong. Yeah, I think it's a toss-up between those two. 10-0 and 5-5. I really can't see. There's always a couple of weird results in that, just based off of who's on the road and those rivalries. So I can't see a team going 10-0 in this division. But
Yeah. I don't think even Nick would say there's no way Scorpions are going 10-0 this year. But I do think Scorpions will win the division.
Yeah, so you can Scorp.
They've broken away from their traditional 5-5 that Nick normally likes.
Yep.
But yeah, I still think they'll they're good enough to win the division this year.
I am going to go with that one as well. I think it's a toss-up between those two, but I can see him doing it again, but maybe not 10-0. All right, CFC North then. We'll go there next.
All right, I'm going heroes on this one.
Heroes. Right, okay. So they're down as 4 and 6 heroes. Is there something you're liking about them, Matt?
Take a punter in with your first pick in the second round. You're pretty confident about your team. That's what I think.
So good.
That's the recipe for success.
Well, hey, these predictions are just based on the back of a fag packet, So I'm like, I'm going with it. Yeah.
It was the way he pointed at that punter on the board, though, Matt, wasn't it? It's like,
Yep.
punter, elite punter. I have no need.
I am going.
Else.
I am going for the Generals to get a wild card out of it.
Oh, we're on bonus points again already, are we?
Oh,
Every time there's some wild card for the Generals.
Okay, right. Okay. So Matt, wild card, Generals. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's your bonus one. Right, Jez, who are you going for? Oh,
fucking wild card. We're dropping wild cards in there now. Jesus Christ. Right, okay. I fucking hate you, Matt. Right.
All this research I've done, 5 minutes before we started.
see, if Matt can find himself a little cheeky bonus point, even though we haven't come up with a scoring system yet, he'll find it, won't he? He'll find it.
It's good. I like it. For me, Generals are going to take that division. I think they are very strong. And
Gave you that impression.
it's going to be between, well, it's going to be a good fight. Barbarians are going to fancy the chances, but I think the interdivisional stuff is going to see the Generals take that. That's where I'm going.
Yep, I agree. If that middle game on the week 6 was the Barbarians at home, I might have gone Barbarians, but I think that might get them. But I'm going to wild card this division as well, and I'm going to say
Barbs.
I'm going to say they are going to do it. So
I hope for Richie's sake he actually does, even though I've got his first round pick.
you've had his first round pick for like, I don't know, the past 20 seasons, Matt.
I've got it for the next 2 seasons as well.
Oh. He used to do it in the Big Sky as well, Jez. He's doing the Big Sky.
Yeah. Listen, if we're wildcarding, I'm wildcarding Barbs there as well.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do that then. So we'll
copy and paste me on you. There we go.
There we go. I think this is a strong division. Wildcard potential all over it. Right. Okay. Let's have a look at the CFC South then. We've got the average division. What are we talking about here?
To be honest, I think the Tigers will just be too strong for everybody else.
Yeah.
Even if that 10-star isn't 10-star, it's 8-star, it's still probably too good enough to win the division.
Okay, Matt's going Tigers. Cheers. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm going Tigers on that one.
Yeah.
If you're reading into that those stars have got to come from some sort of data, and that data doesn't often spit out 5 stars. If you get a 5-star on anything, you're like, yeah, fucking hell, I'm having that. So to get a 10-star offense, that's a bit special. So they've got to have a fair bit about them, and you'd think that's going to count heavily in those interdivisional games. So yeah, Tigers for me.
Yeah, I think it's a lock-in for that division. Mark's a quiet coach, but he seems to be dialed in he's just finished doing a bit of caretaking as well in one of the other divisions. So he's he's in and about and keeping his eye on things.
It's just odd that they're considered slightly above average, because I'd love to be considered slightly above average with the 10-star offense.
Yeah, and I know somebody has done some analysis on the training camp stuff, and I'm wondering again whether it's like it's a strong squad or starters, like you said earlier, Matt, but they're aging and there's nothing new coming in.
They're Asian.
Aging. I mean, they might be Indian tigers. I don't know. But yeah, it's I don't know if it's anything to do with that. So if everything goes down, but everything's still level 18, 17, then it's still going to look good on that star count. I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a fair summary. I'd be surprised if we see anything different out there. But then I said the same about the draft. Right, CFC West. Right.
This is going to be an interesting one with the Avalanche on the Lomo.
Yeah, so we got the -2 Avalanche. So we'll get a little bit of.
Because without that, you'd think the Avalanche would be clear favourites, but with it, that brings the Condors and the Stampede right into it. So Matt, what are you going for?
Of course, I'm going for the Stampede to win.
You're backing yourself.
And I'm going for. Yeah, of course I am. And I'm also going for a wild card for the Anacondas.
Oh,
that's generous. You reckon? So you reckon the Avalanche are just?
I reckon it. Well, if we got Lomo for I don't know how many weeks, I think it could. It depends how long it keep the Lomo for.
it's 2 defeats, isn't it?
Can't remember.
No, you got me.
And then it drops to -0.5 per player.
Don't know. I'd have to look that up.
I think it's a stepped drop, but
I mean, to be honest, I can't see them losing again in their first week anyway because they're playing the Kings. But...
Is that their first game?
If only there were some coaches on here that knew what the bloody hell they were talking about.
Yeah, we'll keep asking them.
I think
let's hope someone more knowledgeable than us joins us next week to add some serenity to this madness.
So if say he wins week 1, that means he takes Lomo into week 2, so that helps the Anacondas massively.
Yeah.
And then potentially he's at home to the Magpies, which could be another reasonably strong team. And then you've got week 4. So with the potential opening win and then maybe a loss and a win, does that mean that they'd still turn up -22 to you, Matt?
As far as I knew, yes, but I don't know his Emerson. I don't know the rules.
Interesting.
I was more concerned with the fact I wanted to get to week 4 with a head start over him.
Yeah.
So I've got a 1-game advantage before I even played him in week 4. If I beat him in week 4, then the division's almost mine at that point. But
I thought the Lomo thing was once you'd lost 2 games, it dropped to -1 per starter to -0.5. So obviously -22 levels to -11. But then I have no idea, can't remember at all what happened after that. So answers on a postcard, please, in the comments below.
Well, if they've already lost 3 games by that point, how motivated are they going to be to continue trying anyway?
Help us out here, people. There'll be a Hastings. One of the Hastings will put in the comments below exactly what Lomo does.
Hopefully. Um,
I'm relying on you guys. Come on, don't let me down.
so Jez, who are you going with then?
I am. I was going to go with Avalanche. I actually didn't realise that they hadn't done the Lomo thing
Mm-hmm.
until I saw the whole shithousery gone on with the coach there. I'm going to go with Stampede,
It's going Stampede. All right.
and I'm going to go a wild card
Oh,
for the Avalanche.
oh yeah.
And I think that's going to be brutal on the Anacondas because I think they've got a really good chance as well. So that division is going to be tight.
Tight as a tiger. I know that's the other one. Yeah, I am gonna go. Let's go full spread there. Gonna go Anacondas. I think if they can manage to get ahead by that week 2, take full advantage of Matt's shithousery, that could definitely help them. So, and Dave, I think Dave's due a turnaround, right?
He is.
Been rebuilding for a while.
He's
Been
due a
rebuilding.
turnaround. So, although he doesn't seem that confident, he's just gone nope. I'm back. I'm back, Dave. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be. Yeah. So where I, oh, I've only got one wild card. I'm gonna go.
The only,
I'm gonna go.
only thing I'll say about sorry, the only thing I'd say about my team though is that as you had a horrible aging, I had a great aging. I only lost 23 levels.
Oh,
Oh,
give me that, please.
So I think we've improved.
I'm glad I put you down as divisional winners now.
oh, I changed mine now. I'm gonna dip back to CFCs for a wild card with the Magpies. All right. Okay. So let's have a look at the MFC then. I'm gonna start down the other end. It's too depressing, that division. So,
The other end, too pink.
yeah. Yeah, we'll leave that one. We'll work our way down to the pink. So, where are we going in? MFC West.
Razors.
Right.
Razors is the call. Uh, right. Jez is straight in there. There is no messing about.
No,
What about you, Matt?
no fucking about with this one.
Well, to be honest, I think it's the Razorbacks, but I don't think they'll be as good as they were last year. I was talking to Lee at the draft for a little bit, and Long Beach are miles off still. So Brockton are nowhere, are never nowhere near. And less said about Royston's spread against your team, Jez, the better.
I know it's odd, right?
Oh, I haven't seen that. I need to take a look now.
But Royston have barely got any stars. I think they've
Yeah.
just given them one star in those categories just for turning up.
Yeah, but look at the spread in this game. Go to Jez's game and look at his spread against the Noyauts. I've never seen one this big before.
47 on my days. 47. That is mad.
What I'm going to say though is that
Yeah.
Jez,
And we're finishing third in our division.
I think you could not put a game plan in and still win again.
Well, that's the way forward, apparently.
Absolutely. Channel that Pro Bowl approach. That is crazy.
Pro Bowl energy. 46. Yeah. Don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, that's mad. That is mad. Yeah, I think.
It's odd to have a division where you've got two teams in it. I mean, they're obviously so Nighthawks are in a massive rebuild. Bears are in a massive rebuild. Mariners are just coming out of a rebuild, but they're nowhere near yet, and that just leaves Razorbacks. So,
yeah,
Dan's going to walk the division this year pretty comfortably, and then he'll see how good his team is when he gets to the playoffs.
yeah. It's always annoying when you get that as well, because you're never really sure, are you? Never really sure. Right. Okay, let's move on to MFC South then. Division of Death.
All right. I've got. This is where I'm going extreme on this one. Spartans to be the champions.
Right. You're back in the Spartans.
And then I'm going for a wild card for the Snow Bears and a wild card for the Rapiers.
You're throwing it all into this division.
Yes.
So
I just
wild
don't think
card,
the divisions are any good.
Snow Bears.
I'm Rapiers.
Let's just stick it. Right. Okay. I mean, you got extremely strong, very strong. And on this side, water.
That's after I told you we lost 80 in aging, Matt, right?
I don't care.
How many levels do you trade back in, Jez? That's the thing.
Well, that's what I tried to do.
Yeah.
I've only got the same picks as everyone else, though.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the rest of this division, this conference, though. You got Outlaws, extremely strong. You got Razorbacks, very strong. But that is it. That is it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's really just about
Loaded. It's loaded in our division. It's
yeah.
crazy. We've got three really strong teams.
Yeah. The only problem with having three really loaded teams in one division is seeding. So
Yeah.
but we're not talking about that today. We're just talking about who's going to win the division. So wait, you're backing yourself, Jez?
Absolutely not. Snow
Matt?
Bears.
Snow Bears.
Oh dear. Come on, Jazz.
I bet with my head, not with my heart. And I'm going a wild card for the Spartans. We'll get in. Not going to be easy, but we're going to get in.
Right. Okay. Well, let me just wild card. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm definitely not going to back the Snow Bears because I fucking hate the Snow Bears. Cannot stand them. The one team that kept getting in my way for the past 4 or 5 seasons, they go fuck themselves. I'm going to go with the Rapiers. Patrick bringing his new coaching positivity to the Rapiers, getting involved. I think he's got that third place schedule, might help him as well. So yeah, I'm going to back him. Yeah, wild card. I'm going to go wild card Spartans as well. As you can tell, I'm not using my head for this. But let's go with that.
Don't care. Loving your style, Greg.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I hope the Rapiers and the Spartans manage to do over the Snow Bears in every single fixture you play in. Good stuff. Right. Let's move on as we move slowly down the scale of quality into the dregs of the MFC.
This could be a quick division, this one.
Yeah. Do I just need to do one and then basically just change the name?
Yeah, Outlaws.
Outlaws.
I still think Brad's one season away from contending. So.
Redcoats. Do you know what? Redcoats were a really good side last year. I played them and they gave us a really good game. And they ended up like 5-5 or something. I don't know how the hell they ended up 5-5. They lost. They lost a load of games by like one score, or even some of them were 1 point, I think. But they were a much tougher side to play against than their end of season score suggested. And yeah, but they're a young side as well, so they'll be better this year. I think they'll give the Outlaws a run, and they've got a chance of a wild card spot for sure.
Yeah. Is that who you're going to back for that second wild card on this side of the fence?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Redcoats.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to back my division as well with that. Brad's slowly but surely building something good there. So, definite possibility of a wild card coming out of the north again. Okay, all right, and we've got to do it, but MFCE, who's going to win this shit show?
Well, I'm going with the Blues, but I'm going to say that they don't win an out of division game and still win the division.
I'm not writing that down, Matt, but you can if you.
Will you fuck off with your bonus points, Cooper? Jesus.
I'm going to say they're going to win it with a 5-5 record.
I'm going to say Blues have to relay their turf after 6 games because of a lightning strike that rips up the centre circle. Give me bonus points for that.
I don't know. Well, I'm gonna have to look into the weather section in the rules to see if we get lightning strikes or whether it's just blizzards or anything like that.
Yeah, that's fine. Write it into the code. R&R. Get it in the code.
Get it in the code. Blues pitch this. I'm putting the Blues in. You're going with the Blues, yeah?
I'm going Blues. Yeah.
Blues.
Sonics are 1 season away from a few seasons of dominating that league, I think.
Oh, I'm hoping they're at least a couple of seasons. I got draft pick in season 30 something or other.
Well, on the strength of that division, I think there might be 1 season away.
I think you're going to put them back. I bet you don't draft with them this year.
Are you worried about 1 pick that you've got with them, Greg, as opposed to the other 17 first-round picks that you've got?
It's only 11. I've only got 11. Oh no, 12. I've only got 12. Is it 11? 12. I don't know.
Got 12.
You know what, I almost feel like I want to go left field with this one a little bit. Just on the basis it just looks.
Comets.
Yeah.
Give Bob hope.
Give Bob hope. He's got
one. Maybe that motivation coach will work for Cyclones.
Yeah, he's got one.
I think
his name's not Bob. Yeah, I don't know. It would be hilarious if the Sonics did actually on this basis win a division while they're rebuilding. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna go Comets on the basis that I mean Blues just haven't moved much around, and
they've been steady. They've been a decent side, good enough to win the division over the last couple 2 or 3 seasons or however long they've done it, but without ever being good enough to then progress through the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. There we go. That's good. We got a picture for how it's going to finish, and we can see if it's any better than how we predict draft picks.
Unlikely.
We'll see. Okay, so there we go. That's the end of that one then.
Hold on a minute. We're for a winner of the bowl. Come on, we need a bowl winner.
Do you want to do that today though, or should we wait until I don't know, week?
Can we have? Let's have 2 or 3 weeks of results before we
Yeah,
pick that.
yeah. Let's do that. Let's not peak too early. Let's say week three. Week three, we'll start putting names on that shield, and see and then see where we land with that one. Yeah. All right. Thanks
Yeah.
for that. Thanks a lot.
Good stuff. Cheers, chaps.